that Peter and Kelly are actually together, and Maddie is dating some guy in the seminary.
So why come sit next to each other on stage? What was the point?
Yeah, I feel like they would have shown that. I definitely heard that rumor too, and I was praying for that to be the answer. And I feel like they were trolling us when they said, "And Kelly's here," and they kept zooming in on her.
It was a big part of the season.
It's important she's here, even though she wasn't at Women Tell All.
Yeah, right. She wasn't at Women Tell All. She wasn't supposedly not invited. So it's like they were just on Reddit and saw all the rumors and decided literally to troll the audience or something.
Yeah, Kyle Picard had that question. Why was she in the audience? And yeah, I think it was totally a trolling. You know, they had Neil Lane on standby. They were just, you know, playing into this, like anything can happen. So.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it was weird because I did hear rumors that she was not invited to Women Tell All. I don't know why. I don't know if that's true, obviously. So maybe she just couldn't attend, and then she attended this instead. I saw jokes online that she was in attendance in case somebody needed like a divorce on the spot or needed a restraining order on the spot.
Awesome.
As a lawyer.
And then Allie also says, Haley and Amy, is it just me or am I the only one who loves Barb? She tells it like it is. Peter and Madison won't last. # sorry, not sorry. Hannah Ann is awesome, right? Where was this girl all season? So I think we are all in agreement on that.
Yes, I loved Barb. She was telling it like it is. And I feel like I watched that scene twice because I wanted to be sure. I was like, what did she say that was so bad when I started seeing all the hate? And I'm like, she just dropped truth bombs in a very like undiplomatic way and not a very graceful way, but she made points.
Mm-hmm. And then this is from George. He says, okay, I'm still in shock. What are the chances Peter's parents decide to renew their vows again just so they can have the experience again and redo all the pictures without Madison present? That'd be so petty. I could see Barb doing it.
They're just going to cut her head out like serial killer style. They're just going to like literally cut her face out of all the pictures.
Right. And then he says, and if the choice was up to Peter's mom, Barb, who would she select as the next bachelorette? Claire or Hannah Ann? I think she wants Hannah Ann still. Peter, right?
What to date Peter? What you want Hannah Ann?
Barb gave Claire a huge hug at the end and like hugged her. I think she wanted Peter to end up with Claire.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, I know. She's probably like, Barb is playing the field now. Barb's like, are you interested in my shitty son?
And then George says, do all future seasons need to scrap the Women Tell All and Men Tell All and instead start to have a Parents Tell All? Get all the parents and family members of the final four on the stage together, watch the fireworks go off. Thanks for a fun season. You have been my rock all season long.
That's adorable. Oh my gosh. I kind of wanted to hear from like Maddie's dad, who is like that really conservative basketball coach, right? Who was during hometown saying things that I found a little creepy. That was like, you're so pure and you're
I cringe anytime anybody talks about purity, just like
I know
any connotation whatsoever.
It was so creepy. I want to see him and Barb go at it. Barb's like, yeah, my son had sex in a windmill 4 times, and he's like, you are pure. You must never touch a man.
Oh, that'd be so good. And then Casey. I was glad to get a bit more context on why Peter's entire family seemed to hate Maddie so much in Australia, but why did she still not apologize? It seems like she offended not only his drama queen mom, but his itty-bitty brother too, which is what makes me think that what Barb said was actually true. But Maddie just sat there saying, like, well, this is my journey too, and I'm going to be me. Guaranteed, if Peter treated her family like that, he'd be out the door. So it seems like a double standard that Maddie thinks she can be mean to his family, and that's just her being her.
Couldn't agree more with that person. That's what I was talking about earlier. Like, all she had to do was apologize, and she answered that, accusation or whatever, that story about making them wait 3 hours, blah blah blah, with like things that had nothing to do with it. Like, she's like, it is what it is, and I'm just being myself. And it's like, what? That has nothing to do with like making the man you supposedly love's family feel like you want to be there and you're excited to meet them.
Yeah.
Learn how to apologize.
Right.
She's 23. She doesn't know how yet.
Oh my God. Is she 23? Oh my God.
I know Hannah Ann was
hate
23.
everyone.
I don't know if
I think she
Madison was
is too.
23, but I'm not going to look it up.
I think that's right. This is from Andrea. Amy Haley, hello. Not really a question, but a funny thing I saw. My university has a Stuff Profs Say page, and this popped up. And so it says, know your trees. It can help with your love life. This was said by a Professor Pinheiro. And Andrea says, maybe Peter didn't know his trees enough to be with Hannah Ann, considering the fact that they referenced how impressed Hannah Ann's dad would be if Peter could name every tree in the yard. Does this prof know something I don't? Thanks for the podcast. Y'all rock. How can trees help your love life?
I don't know. It's just like a fun trivia. Or, stuff about things that are solid. I don't know. You just never know.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I think he got her dad's blessing anyway, right?
Yeah.
I would have liked, speaking of families, I would have loved her dad to be on too.
How awkward was Peter's arm holding the phone in that?
I don't remember.
Oh, it was so weird.
What do you mean?
I'll have to go back and send you a screenshot. His arm was like at a complete 90-degree angle, like super far out.
That's so funny.
He doesn't know how to FaceTime.
It was like he's never held a phone before.
Well, I mean, they haven't had one in a while. Maybe he was just like, wait, what is this thing? My hand doesn't work anymore. These are questions from Facebook in the patron group. So Rob has a website.com/patron to learn about the benefits of becoming a patron, or is it /Patreon? Probably both work, but
what a great question. If you want to support us in any way, you can A, send us nice tweets about how much you love us, and B, join the Rob Has a Podcast Patreon.
It's super fun to get those bonus podcasts. That's my favorite part of, getting the 5 for 5. Haley, I know you love interacting in the Facebook group and putting up the question thread.
I love a Facebook group. I can't help myself.
Totally. So this is from Mackenzie Beyonce Harms. Was it just me, or did it seem like Hannah Ann already knew they were going to break up when she arrived at the house in California? She seemed over him from the moment she got there, especially when he sat next to her on the couch and attempted to adjust her body physically to entwine around his. Ugh.
Yeah, if you're planning on breaking up with me, please don't throw my legs over your dick. I have no interest.
Yeah, I think she...
Yeah, I think that covers that.
Had an inkling. Will Holston, who hated Peter as the Bachelor more, you or his own mother?
God, it seems like his mom, right?
She was applauding when Hannah Ann was breaking up with him. That was like the funniest thing.
I respect a person who doesn't believe that their kid is the be all and end all of everything. Yeah. It seemed like she had good sense that he effed up.
But it's weird because it was like she did think that until that point, until he he did something that she didn't agree with.
Exactly. That's what was so funny. Yeah, right. That's it. She did think he was the end all be all until then.
Well, Holston, do you think Madison and Peter were in communication while he was still engaged to Hannah Ann, or do you buy the sequence of events as presented?
I feel like if he reached out to Hannah Brown, I feel like he had to have reached out to Maddie in some way. I don't think it was necessarily like how Ari reached out to Lauren, but it's hard for me to believe that there was just no contact whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can think of is he seemed like he would follow to the letter the rules of the show. So if they were saying nope, you can't reach out or something, I could see him being one of the few that might do that. And really, he thought Chris Harrison was showing up when Madison actually showed up in that backyard. So maybe he thought okay, I'm just going to follow the sequence of events that they want. So yeah, I'm not sure. Billy Westcott. So Hannah Ann is essentially a lock for BIP, right? Or better yet, why not pursue Jack Weber? He's only 2 years older than her, and it would be clear that his parents would accept her. Hannah Ann has some options.
Oh, creepy. I could not imagine saving my significant other's younger brother after all that. Plus,
Hey,
it's on
former
Instagram.
significant other.
Yeah, true. He has a girlfriend, and she looks very adorable. Wouldn't it be great to be gosh, what's his name? Is it like Jack, or am I making that up? Jack. He's just like, wow, I'm definitely the favorite child, and then Jack's girlfriend is like, sweet, I'm so glad to know that your mom accepts me. Yeah. Like he's definitely the favorite child right now.
Sure.
But like, I'd be afraid if I was the girlfriend to like mess up one day.
Yeah. That was terrifying.
There's some wrath there.
Yeah, but I do expect we'll see Hannah Ann on Paradise, as will we probably see Maddie if they don't work out, and hopefully a lot of the other. I don't know why I said hopefully. I don't really care to see any of these girls again, but I'm sure we will be seeing many of them, as it seemed like they were made for BIP more than they were made for the main show.
Totally. I think they got. I don't know who they're going to get from another season. I think they've got the whole cast right in
It'll
this
just be a redo
season.
of this cast.
Oh, God. And then, let's see, Emily Hawk says, anyone think it's a curious coincidence that he ended up with a final two consisting of the girl named Hannah and the girl from Alabama? Hannah Ann was spot on, saying there were 3 women involved in the relationship, even subliminally. Ooh, I did not even pick up on that.
I think it's creepy and hilarious at the same time.
Yes.
Will Holston, is Barb the greatest parent character we've ever seen on this show?
She has to be. Like, whether or not you liked Barb, you loved Barb, you hated Barb, she was a great character.
Yeah, who else would be on that Mount Rushmore? Like Rachel's
JoJo's
dad,
mom.
who didn't show up. Yeah, JoJo's mom.
Dean's dad.
Oh, Dean's dad.
Yeah,
for sure.
good call.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in terms of being memorable.
Desiree's brother.
Yeah, that's a good one. Going far back. Malia Eggleston, is the couch where Hannah Ann and Peter broke up the same one where Hannah and Jed and Ari and Becca broke up? If so, they really need to invest in some new furniture and sage the shit out of the place to get rid of all that bad relationship juju.
I think they just keep finding different Airbnbs.
This one had a photo booth in the hallway. That stood out to me. I didn't remember that from before. So
I thought Hannah Ann was going to go cry in that.
that would have been good. And then pose.
Throwing up a peace sign.
Yeah.
So
Throw up the middle finger, print it out, stick it to his forehead. Peace out.
And then Aaron Joyce, why was Madison not okay with Peter sleeping with someone else, but was totally fine with him being engaged to someone else?
It's just a mystery, a total mystery.
Yeah, no logic whatsoever.
Justin Feinberg, will Peter's parents renew their vows again? Oh, we already had a question similar. I could see it happening. I mean, they were renewing them at like 41 years or 31 years, or I don't know. It's a weird number.
Please don't make me relive this season.
Yeah. So they could redo it easily. Let's see. And then he also asked, is Hannah Ann becoming the most mature person out of the season's final 4 women, and Peter the biggest plot twist in Bachelor history?
Yeah. Nobody liked Hannah Ann at the beginning of the season, and now we're all like, Hannah stans.
Oh,
Hannah stands.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll go that far. No, I think she shows like what a difference it is when you actually say what you want to say, and you don't just like mold to be some like lab created perfect Instagram influencer who just wants to get further on the season. It was like once there were no more stakes, like once she was like, well, it's the end of the season, so I can finally say what I want. That was the first time she had a personality, or like you liked her.
That's a good point. And then Justin says, will Peter's parents soon be filing papers to disown Peter and adopt Hannah Ann? She did say it was her daughter. How do you think Mr. and Mrs. Sluss would react to such a bold move attempt at claiming their daughter? Would Hannah Ann accept Peter's parents' offer in order to rid herself of the last name Sluss?
Yeah, she was willing to marry Peter to get rid of it, so.
And then he also says, what is the biggest love story to come out of 2 decades of the Bachelor franchise, and how is it Chris Harrison's love of unnecessary visits to the state of Alabama?
Oh, that's funny.
And then Felipe Shimon. So the producers didn't let Peter tell Hannah Ann that Madison left, right? Okay, I'm with Felipe on that. I think they steered him away from that.
Yeah, because, well, maybe they said, we'll tell her, because at the end, he was like, well, did you guys tell her? And Chris was like, not unless you told her, she doesn't know.
That's true, I remember that.
He expected his parents to do it for him, as usual. Yeah, I don't know if I buy that, that he wasn't allowed to tell her. I think maybe he didn't want to tell her because he was scared of her leaving.
And then the other questions we have, this is just a comment. Matt Gagan just says, Gabby with 6 heart eye emojis. Will Seaman says, tell Gabby she's my favorite. And Justin Feinberg says, P.S. tell Gabby I say hi because I never got a chance to standing in line at Philadelphia Know-It-Alls, even though I was about 5 feet from her. She seemed busy and I didn't know what to approach her with. I wish I knew before that she was a Bachelor fan.
Oh my gosh. That makes it sound like there was a cue to meet me, and there definitely wasn't. I probably was just deep in conversation about something equally as dumb as The Bachelor. So definitely just say hi with The Bachelor, or a good, nice glass of wine. And hi to Matt also.
And Will. Gabby.
Oh, and Will too? Oh, I didn't even. There's too many names. I love both of them.
Yeah, we are so excited to have you. Are there any other Bachelor-esque type shows that you watch that you love?
Oh my gosh,
Love is Blind or anything like that?
No, that's next on my list with my girlfriends who I watch The Bachelor with. That's gonna replace our weekly get together. So we're gonna binge that. But I watch a bunch of stuff like that. I watch Love Island. I watch 90 Day Fiance. I watch TLC shows Married at First Sight, which I feel is similar to Love is Blind.
Yeah. Okay, it's way crazier. So I don't know. I had one of my friends that we were group chatting with, and she doesn't watch a whole lot of reality television. She's not like us. Anyway, she was like, yeah, Love is Blind. That's the craziest show I've ever seen. I'm like, really?
Yeah, don't you think Netflix is bringing people into the world of reality TV? I was kind of thinking the exact same thing with The Circle. People were like, The Circle is crazy. And I was like, guys, watch Survivor. It's literally The Circle, but more interesting because you're on an island, not just in a little box. And so it's Netflix is bringing reality TV to I want to say the mainstream, even though I already think reality TV is mainstream. But it is almost frustrating in a way as us intense fans where we're we've been trying to tell you this for years. It's good. It's entertaining. We don't just watch it for no reason. Welcome to the club.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's so funny that people are people that you wouldn't really expect to catch on to these shows are actually catching on.
Celebrities were tweeting about Love is Blind. And The Circle. So maybe Survivor needs to find its way onto one of those kind of streaming platforms and not just on All Access or something.
Yeah, it does. I feel if Survivor aired anew, aired fresh on Hulu or Netflix, people would be like, guys, there's this crazy show on TV. It's such a great social experiment. But because people have this idea of it from 20 years ago, they're like, that show's still on? Because honestly, Love is Blind is doesn't sound that different from 90 Day Fiance, which is, or from what did I say earlier? Not 90 Day Fiance.
It is, it is less crazy than both Married at First Sight and 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah.
Both are way more batshit crazy.
Yes, and those have been on for ages. So it's almost just these shows are out. If you guys like these shows, they're out there. And I feel it's the same with The Bachelor. Every season, I feel I get a new friend to watch it, mostly because they want to watch it with us. So we just invite them every Monday, and without fail, everybody gets hooked. And it's there's a reason that we watch it every season. We're not just wasting. Well, we are wasting.
We are absolutely wasting our
4
time.
hours that it's addictive. And I think when you watch so many seasons of it, it develops patterns, and like you have these social commentaries on it. It's like you read deeper into it, as silly as that sounds. So no, it's always good to chat with people like you ladies with that, are big reality TV fans and can actually dissect what is going on our TV screens.
Yeah, and it's funny because even we've been doing this for a long time. It'll be 6 years in May, I think, that we've been doing this. And, still, whenever I tell people, like, oh, yeah, like, gotta go home, watch The Bachelor, they're like, The Bachelor? But I feel like over the past 6 years, we've been able to have some pretty important conversations about a lot of big and or heavy topics. And just because it's framed in watching The Bachelor, people don't always take it super seriously, and that's fine and dandy because then we're like slipping earworms in, right? And, giving them some propaganda wrapped up in BS about The Bachelor. So justice for reality television. We deserve credit for sticking with this genre for so darn long.
Yeah, and I love when there's like little overlaps. Even just the fact that I was like, oh, they're in the Australian outback. And actually, an Easter egg to look out for on Love is Blind. It's not a spoiler, but there is one of the officiants is a former Survivor contestant. One of the officiants at the very end.
What? Oh my gosh! Like I have really not heard of that yet.
Yeah, so.
I'm excited now. Yeah, there's a lot of weird overlap.
I don't remember what season she was on.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Yeah. So early boot, but yeah.
I think she was my winner pick that season.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The only winner pick I've ever gotten right is Kim.
For her original season.
Yep.
Yes, that's a good one.
Oh, awesome. Well, it was so great having you, Gabby. Haley, do you have any takes from Doug? I know that's one thing we usually do before we wrap up.
I do.
Okay.
Let me pull them up. Okay. So he says, my mom asked me to predict the craziness of the finale before it began, and I said that the two girls would likely fall for each other, then engage in a threesome with Peter's brother. Well, Peter was once again rejected by Hannah Brown, and his parents decided to live on air and get a divorce. So with that in mind, the finale didn't seem that dramatic. I think that's fair. Could have been a lot worse. You have a simple choice. Your parents can either sue Ethan repeatedly on national television, or you can talk to them about your sex life on national television. Choose wisely. Absolutely, I'm picking Sue or Ethan on national television. Not even close. He'd get over it. He's like Teflon, that guy.
Peter's very comfortable. It doesn't bother him at all. But
Ethan and I are discussing how we can avoid kissing at our own wedding. So we don't want to kiss in front of our families.
Oh my god.
Say coronavirus. All right, guys.
Yeah, there you go.
Just like a hearty handshake to seal the deal, Would Peter have been better off just to have been poisoned by one of those crazy Australian spiders on his run? Probably.
Absolutely.
Remember when Neil Lane had to introduce himself to Peter? Who the hell else did Neil think would come talk to him about rings? Yeah, I don't know. Ethan was like, well, didn't he meet him already in Hannah's season? I'm like, no, honey. He didn't make it that far. Come on. Keep up. Mm-hmm. Alice Springs did not look that great. I think I would rather get engaged in Cleveland. I do not echo Doug's sentiment. I believe Alice Springs looks great. And if Tourism Australia wants to bring me there, sure, I'm in.
You deal with the bugs. That was the only bad part, I think.
I'll just wear long sleeves. Does Maddie know that Peter probably banged Hannah Ann a few more times after they got engaged? I mean, I would hope that she's not that naive.
Yeah.
Who is more terrible, Peter's mom, or I don't know, the worst person you know? I mean, honestly, she's the worst. If I was dating someone and their parents were like that, I would have real questions. If they were like that on national TV, I would have been out of there. Yeah, see, we enjoyed it on TV, but like, I don't know if I want my mother-in-law to be that like hands-on.
Definitely not.
No.
I think that every time Claire makes a questionable decision, we should get Peter's mom's live reaction in the sassy look box. I think it's more likely that the men make questionable decisions, but other than that, I am